with Beer Man. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight, today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? All right, so we're here for another Beer and Cheese Tuesday, and we're gonna. Some of you know what the routine's all what it's all about, but we're gonna pair. I can't talk right now. We're gonna pair some cheese and beer, and see if it goes well. And not only that, we're gonna pair some smoked Gouda today with a beer of choice. So,
Good idea.
Beer Man has woken up. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Welcome to chat. We got Michelle in the house. Burley stepped in here. Right on, man. Cheers, dude. And cheers. I gotta welcome the panel here. Sorry, we got Bumpy Road Brewery and we got Thomas Metal. Cheers, guys. Thomas Metal 75. Sorry, and Beer Man. All right. So let's 7.5 666. All right, we got Bumpy first.
All right. Well, you're about to hear some barking.
Right on time.
The cheese I'm bringing, the smoked Gouda. This comes from Taste of Inspirations. It's at Hannaford supermarkets. It's a Northeast supermarket chain. Ways this smoked Gouda is smoked with hardwood. I'm just going to read the way it says it. Hardwood smoked Gouda with a creamy texture, mild nutty smoked flavor from melting on burgers. Now it says that it pairs well with a spicy Pinot and a Pinot Noir or a Belgian white beer. Belgian white beer. This is what it looks like. That's the nice rind on it there, smoky rind. I did cut up some slices on the other side there for myself. We rotated it around. Nice little pizza wedges or whatever. The beer that I decided to pair this one with is not a Belgian wit beer, but it is a Belgian brew from Allagash Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine. I have their Curio. This is a Belgian-style golden ale aged in bourbon barrels. It comes in at 10.2% ABV. Let's go ahead and pour that up.
I think Allagash gets a lot of their barrels from Knob Creek, so that might be a Knob Creek aged beer right there.
Yes.
From there too.
It's a beautiful looking beer. It's got a very tight white bubble. I mean, that's like snowflake white head. Nice, lovely golden coloration. Very, very clear. Very, very carbonated as well. So
nice.
Whew, yeah, and it's got that nice sweet smell that you would expect. A little bit of that bourbon barrel, and of course, the cheese. Nice smoky aromas. Not overly powering. This wasn't one of those ones where I opened it up and it was like boom, hitting me in the face with smoke. You have to get real down to it. So this is like Gouda that was smoked on a pellet smoker, maybe, instead of a one of the smokers that's like offset with real wood. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get into this later on. Cheers.
Excellent. Cheers, man.
Hell yeah.
Thomas.
All right. What's going on, family? Thanks for joining up, crew and chat. The chat's lively already. I love it. So I'm going to be doing a cheese from New York, from upstate New York. This is the Yancey's Fancies. They're smoked Gouda with bacon. Yeah, man. I cut some of the wedges up into cubes, or the best I could with the cubes. That's a good shot. There's the bacon. And it definitely has that yellow color to it, definitely. And there's definitely a heavy woody aroma and smoky thing going on about that cheese, even just on cutting it. So Sounds amazing. Smells amazing. I will also be pairing with a Allagash beer. I got one of their variety packs they have out recently, a 12-pack variety, and one of the exclusive beers, an exclusive beer actually in that variety pack, is their Great Wood. It's a dark wheat beer at 6.8%. We'll get to that whole review in a little bit, but they say it's roasty, balanced, and cozy. Cozy. That's not a flavor. All right. Anyways, let's pour it. Show you the color. See what it looks like, and we'll head over to a beer man. Let's see. Stir it up. It's a wheat. Glug glug glug.
Looks
All right.
nice.
Look at that. It's foaming for days in that can. All right. We have a mahogany, dark copper mahogany color, but it looks pretty black right here. But it definitely is. You can kind of see it. Definitely dark mahogany with a nice almost 3 fingers of a nice tan, soapy looking head. Pretty good. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers, man. That looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, man. Let's see what I have. Okay, so I switched it up. I said screw it. I have the wrong glass for this beer, but that's okay. But first I'll show you the cheese. I have a smoked cracked pepper Gouda from Castello. I don't know where they're from. I'm afraid to look. This might fall apart. Somewhere. They're from somewhere. But this is oh man, I'm so not prepared. I stuffed it back in the plastic. All right, so that's the cheese. It's got little pepper crumb things in there, cracked pepper. I'm not too great with pepper. I love pepper, but it doesn't agree with my system. So hopefully I'm okay. And then I switched from a robust porter, which I think would have gone well with this, and I have my porter glass, but I'm gonna go with the Warsteiner Dunkel.
Yeah.
Just because it's kind of against the grain. I was saying that earlier. I like to. It's a roasted barley, so a little darker beers. So it should have some nice same kind of effect as like I don't know, like caramel. We'll see. 4.8% Warsteiner, German purity law for sure. Let's open it up. It was thought it said a date. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So just a nice looking Tootsie Roll brown here in the pour and in the glass. It's got a nice, actually looks like soda pop, looks like root beer. Off-white head, creamy, little rocky on the top, nice frothy feel to it, look to it. Smells nice and malty and caramely and bready. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see what Bumpy has for us tonight.
By the way, because I look up things, Castillo cheese was first made in Denmark in 1893.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's a Denmark, Danish beer.
Cheese. Sounds good.
Cool. All right. Nice. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
And for the viewers' sake, I will try not to stutter as much as before. When you get lots of noise and things going on, it's kind of hard to concentrate, so I apologize for all of that. All right, the aromas of this beer is that it's got a sweet smell to it. There is some of that oaky bourbon barrel coming through as well. I get a little bit of a banana, like a sugary banana, a candy banana hammock. No, no banana hammock. All right.
No.
Yeah, it's got like subtle hints of vanilla and of course the oak from the barrel, stuff like that. That vanilla is probably coming through because it was a bourbon barrel. So a little bit of that bourbon note in there. And yeah, it's got a sweet candy-like smell to it as well. Hard to pick out any malt. Like it doesn't come off like super bready, anything like that. I would say maybe wheat type notes coming off. It's kind of sweet for the most part. It smells more like candy than it does beer. But anyways, cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
I wonder if candy
Sounds
beer goes with smoked Gouda. We'll find out.
Yes.
Yeah, light on the malt. Like the flavors from the malt. It's just wheat basically, but plenty of that sweet kind of candied banana flavor. There's plenty of banana in this. A little hint of spice, maybe clove, like vanilla, oak. That's all there. This body seems to be, I would push it towards full. The medium carbonation, mouthfeel on it. It's got a smoothness to it. It's kind of soft on the palate. It's nice. 10.2% ABV. There's no alcohol present really on the flavor portion of it, but there is a slight bit of heat going down the throat. Oh, the vanilla's coming through like as I talk and stuff. That vanilla really picks up. The cheese, like I said before, it's got mostly on the outside rind there where it has more of that kind of coloration going on. That's where the smoke is hitting it. That's where most of that smoke comes from. It's a pretty delicate smokiness. They just said hardwood. They didn't give like what type, then if it was hickory or cherry or anything like that. But I would have to say it's kind of got maybe a little bit of a hickory or mesquite type smokiness. But as you go down to the center, away from that outer rind, the smokiness even dies down more. It didn't really penetrate too much into this cheese. You kind of just get this little bit of like a nutty, almost buttery type smell. Cheesers.
Oh, this is a thing you say. All right. Cheesers.
So it's like it's a firm cheese, but very chewable. Getting that butter, that butternut, and yeah, just that subtle smokiness. The Gouda itself comes through a lot in this because that, like I said, that smokiness is pretty subtle, but it's there. It does linger on, and it is kind of like a hickory or a mesquite type of flavor. Very, very delicate smoke. It does allow the Gouda itself to shine through with that nutty and buttery note that it has. Not a super funky or sharp cheese flavor.
I'll eat them.
He'll eat them. Let's go ahead and let's eat cheese, drink beer, then drink beer, eat cheese.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds great.
Is that the plan tonight?
Yeah, that's the main night. Oh yeah, and try not to rub your finger across your knife because it will slice you right open.
I bet.
Bloody cheese. Yeah, you tell her, Jammer. Tuesdays are for the boys.
Yeah, the eating the cheese and then drinking the beer. I mean, it just kind of washes everything down. I still get some of the spice, a little bit of that banana note from the beer. It cuts down a bit on the vanilla type note, but yeah, a little bit kind of banana and spice kind of comes through with the cheese. The smokiness and everything just really gets washed right down with eating the cheese first. So let's see what happens when I drink and then eat. Bon appetit!
All right.
Cheers, cheesy.
Cheers.
Cheesers. Whoa.
That brought out a lot of alcohol flavor.
A bourbon barrel.
Once again, the cheese, the smoke is so delicate on this. That's probably why they recommend doing a wit beer and not something big like this. The smoke is so delicate. I can't taste any of the smokiness with drinking this beer with this cheese. I mean, if I give my palate like a little rest, then it all comes through. The flavors from the beer with eating the cheese directly afterwards just totally changed with taking out a lot of the spice notes were gone. Banana notes were still there, but then it became like 99 bananas.
Oh no!
The alcohol flavor just like shot up, so it was like banana alcohol.
Ooh.
It's interesting. I don't know if this quite works or not. I'm gonna have to keep on experimenting, but I'll have a score for both.
Nice.
Separately.
All right.
So
All right.
enjoy,
Cool, man. Well, thank you, Bumpy, man. Thank you, Bumpy. All right, let's get on to
Yummy.
Metal 75. All right.
This is a cheese show. Let's showcase cheese first, and then we'll talk about the beer again. So the cheese again is Yancey. I almost said Yancey's. Yancey's Fancy. They're from upstate New York, and this is their smoked Gouda with bacon. And they say on yancey'sfancy.com that this is the same great flavor as our smoked Gouda, tangy and slightly sharpened flavor and smooth in texture with a extra big taste of savory bacon. And the pairings are Riesling, Pinot Grigio, Port or Chardonnay, amber ales, which is basically what we're showcasing today. An amber ale for short, a wheat beer, a dark wheat beer from Allagash. This is a beer called the Great Woods at 6.8%, and it is exclusive to the Allagash 12-pack variety they have going on right now. And if you don't know, they are from, they're from Portland, Maine. This was packaged on the 26th of August. All right, let's take a look at the beer. We talked about the color already. It's definitely got that mahogany dark kind of reddish brown color. You can kind of see some nice carbonation going up to the top of the glass. There was about a 2-finger head that's died since subsided now. There's the look on that. Let's get a nose on this Great Woods. They're using chocolate malt. Caramel malt, red malt, Munich malt, Pilsen malt, Bravo hops, and their house yeast with German wheat for the yeast as well.
Is that you just off the top of your head?
No, I just went on.
I was like, good Lord.
Allagash.com, people.
You just brewed that. Come on.
I did that slickly so you didn't hear me.
That was awesome.
Yes, definitely there's chocolate. Definitely getting the chocolate malt, toffee and caramel for sure. You're getting a toasty brown bready note in there. You're getting I don't know what kind of a nuttiness particularly, but I'm definitely getting that. Very light, very, very light roasty notes there. I think they're more, to me, it's coming out on the nose more toasty, like a really, really darker Oktoberfest, more probably similar to like a Dunkelweizen, I would say. Maybe that actually would be considered the style here. So, yeah, I mean, I had one of these recently, and I am getting the same note that I'm not a huge fan of, which is a metallic, almost minerally water. But that could be the can itself. But let's try the beer. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers,
Could be the
cheers.
can. And I'm getting it towards the end of the sip. I am getting that metallic kind of nature. But everything else is still kind of matching the nose there. Less chocolate sweetness, even though it is there and you can detect it. I think the caramel and the toffee, roasty, more like a toasty bread, a brown bready note comes out immediately. And then that chocolate. There's a citrusy note right below that. Maybe even after that is some raisiny kind of qualities to it. There's definitely the wheat malt element. There's definitely the pills and malt element. It is pretty clean for what it is. I'm just getting left with general dry maltiness, if that makes any sense on that one. Thank you, computer, for telling me about virus and threat detection. All right. But yeah, it's nothing to write home about. It doesn't even, but it's not bad at all. It doesn't even taste like 6.8. Tastes like a 5%. That's pretty well effing masked. Now let's try that Yancey's Fancy. Smoked
Nice.
bacon. Yeah, smoked bacony notes. Smoky bacon, smoky notes for sure. Definitely has like a hardy wood smell to it. Definitely smells more smoky than from pellet. I don't know if that's, I'm trying to remember, not hickory, that's not the one. The mesquite, maybe? I don't know. Applewood? No, is that mesquite? I don't know. Maybe mesquite. It is, I would
Welcome
say,
to the land of confusion.
yeah, that's the land of confusion. I have the name of the wood. I can't think of it right now. It's not a brie. It's definitely not creamy like that, but it's not super hard either. It's got somewhat of a, I got bright lights. It's got somewhat of a firm texture, but let's give it a try. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Man, that's absolutely delicious. Man, that is some good cheese right there. It melts in your mouth. It coats the top of the mouth. It's not annoying. It doesn't stick to places, then you can't get it off there. It has a nice even spread. I think with some temperature of your body, of your palate, it creams up. Ooh, it gets nice and creamy. And it definitely has a nice salty texture without going too crazy. The bacon's got a real savory touch to it. This cheese here is very milky and creamy. And that smoke texture from the cheese itself doesn't clash with the smoky bacon flavor. They both stand on their own to, separately. You can tell them separately apart really nicely. And then when they come together, it's just a great marriage of the different ways that the smoke flavor has interacted with both of these. So let's try it with the Great Woods Dark Wheat Beer. Let's try one more cheese bite. Let's try with the beer again. Ooh. Yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of that. So I'm noticing more bacony notes and more of the fattiness of the bacon shows up. More of the creaminess of the cheese really starts to take center. And I think the saltiness from the bacon is what I'm getting more so than the saltiness from the cheese. So the milky qualities and the fatty richness of the bacon is starting to show up. And it's just kind of resetting the palate from the smoky flavors. It doesn't clash with the smoky flavors. I think those roasty, bready kind of toffee notes work really nicely in contrast with that smoky creaminess of the cheese. So right now I'm in a happy little world here. I'm just going to continue to be there and listen to what Beer Man's got to say. So other than that, we'll see you in a few minutes for the reveal of the rating. So far, 2 thumbs up. Yeah, man.
Right on, man. Cool. Thanks, Eric.
Siskel and Ebert.
Right on, man. Okay, so cool. Let's do the cheese. So, yeah, this cheese. It's let's eat it. Let's smell it first. Okay, so on the outside it is definitely more smoke. Obviously, because the outside, because the outside's kind of hitting it first on the smoke. I mean that makes sense, but it also depends on aging and how far the smoke goes into the cheese through the center of it and all that stuff. So
How
it
low
do-
and
it is
slow they smoked
it's
it.
definitely creamy. Yeah, it's creamy in the middle though. It's got a nice creamy kind of peppery smell to it. Smoky. Yeah. What's the like a hickory? What was the woods you guys were saying?
I said hickory or mesquite, but maybe it's more like a hickory than it is mesquite.
I think it's more
Right.
hickory.
I said both of those too.
Yeah, I think it's hickory though. Yeah, I think it's hickory. And it's a black pepper, so you're getting that black pepper kind of thing in there. All right. Looking at it, it's just a flimsy. It's like your guys' cheese. I mean, we're all looking the same here,
Oh,
but
yeah.
just real rip aparty kind of rubbery looking. Let's eat it.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm already chewing on those little black peppercorn things. I don't like those at all.
I
It
don't
was
think. I
the
don't
only
think.
one they had.
I don't think what we're getting is mesquite. That's kind of a much stronger smoky flavor. So it's got to be hickory, yeah. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
it's hickory.
Jesus.
This is like salty, creamy, lathering on the mouth, kind of just smothers. It's creamy, it's milky. It's got that pepper. The pepper's not overwhelming though, but it adds a nice little flair in the back there, a little like I don't know, like an herbal spice kind of thing or something. Like just that black, that black pepper. I don't know, but it's kind of spicy a little bit, but it's not terrible. Um, the smoke though is very well. It's gone through. They've aged this for a while or something because it's like it is aged actually, and it's got the smoke's going through the whole like bit of it, but stronger on the outside, of course. As I squeeze it, it's getting oily in my skin, like on my fingertips. It's getting really oily. It's really good though. It's a real decent cheese. It's rubbery, but it's once you chew it, it starts to paste up.
Don't
It's
try to
melted.
swing on the monkey bars.
It's a melting cheese, right? I mean, imagine this would be a great melter for a grilled cheese or something, or some kind of fajita or something, or over like a Scottish dish of some kind or something. I don't know. Like a Scottish ale would have gone good with this.
Hell yeah, it would have.
I wasn't afraid. That's all right.
It's not too
All
late
right.
to change up.
I could. Nah, we'll stick with the story. All right. So once I get that, that's good. I'm getting a little bit of a kind of a. There's a weird. This is weird. It's gonna turn you off a little bit, maybe. Smells kind of like tuna fish, or it tastes like tuna fish. Umami-ish for sure. It's rich in umami, like in the meat sense of it, like that rich tuna like taste or something, like a night like you just opened a can of Star-Kissed tuna to make a tuna fish sandwich and ate it right like the white tuna, the good tuna, not that shit.
Albacore.
Yeah, the albacore shit. Hmm.
Yellowfin.
Yes, or yes, I like yellowfin. That's good steaks come out of that shit. Um, all right, so yeah, the beer. So this was an 11-2, so it didn't quite fill this sucker up, but it's like actually from Germany. Warsteiner. Okay, I've never had you before. We're gonna go into the nose. Let's kind of twirl it a bit. It's kind of died on me. It's served at about right now 50 degrees. It feels 48ish. Little hot, I think, for a lager. Right, lager, right? Dunkels are
Yeah.
lagers, yes. And it does have that kind of lager feel to it.
That's
I like
probably
that.
a Munich
It's
Dunkel, I would bet.
yeah, I don't know exactly, but it has a catty kind of smell to it, cat piss. I'm getting a cat pissy, like earthy, hoppy smell.
Is that from Massachusetts?
Cat piss and tuna.
Yeah, I know what's going on today. um, but you get a brown bread crust. You get You got a slight like a dark unsweetened chocolate, just blah, and like a caramel kind of. I don't know, like a little bit of a caramel thing, a darker caramel or something. overbaked caramel, or I don't know. It's good. It smells good. It smells malty. Getting into it though, looking at it, it is a clear beer. It's dark. It's a chocolatey beer. It's we already looked at it kind of, but I'm just kind of going through it again. This is we got some time, 30 minutes. All right, so yeah, about a medium rising bubble or so in the carbonation. Very clear though. I can see through it. Yeah, it looks nice. Nice little lacing. Looks kind of like my dog's slobber when he shakes out in the backyard there. Yeah. So let's drink this. Cheers.
Cheers.
Solange.
It's got a little fruityness to it. Like a little raisin or something. Everything's very minimal though, very light, very watered down, very easy to drink. Right away, you get like a brown bread crust, chocolate, and like a slight caramel, but it's kind of dulled, and it's muted in the sweetness, but it's there, and it drifts through your mouth, and it just kind of like smothers and coats, not coats. It kind of it's a thirst quencher. It just wets your mouth as it goes down. Has a nice dry kind of brown bread finish. It's not super hoppy at all. It's got my eyes squinting. I can't stop squinting when I talk. Maybe it's the screen and my screen's so white. Okay, so let's have it with yeah, this is a good, not bad. Let's have it with some cheese. Let's do the cheese before beer. The cheese is already getting hard with the air.
Mm. Not
Oh, those
much.
little cracker things hurt my teeth.
Cracker thing.
A little black crack.
Oh, the peppercorn.
Mm-hmm. I had a pink peppercorn beer once. It was freaking terrible. It hurt.
It's on or something.
Maybe you want to throw up. That's nice. That adds a little creamy, salty, slight peppery spice to the bready, brown, crusty kind of caramel thing I was getting. The fruit thing, or yeah, it blends well.
You got it, Bumpy.
You get that?
Hashtag fruit fly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, not bad. This goes good. Cheese before beer goes pretty good. It the beer just kind of wets it up a bit and kind of lets you take down the pasty cheese better, and it kind of retains the flavor on both ends. It doesn't really like either or. The salt kind of goes down a bit, and the sweetness comes in. The smokiness kind of goes away a bit as you drink the beer over the cheese. It's really nice. Excuse me. It's quite a nice blend actually. It's not bad with even with the little like a dark fruit hint and the caramely kind of thing. It's not bad. Beer before cheese.
Jesus!
Beer before cheese, never sicker. Is that the saying? I don't know.
Smoke is taking over. Yep. The smoke, the salty, the things that you would get in the cheese, put it out like a fire, put that wetness out, and kind of bring in the dry, creamy, cheesy flavors that you get out of this Gouda. That's very nice. The pepper comes through. I kind of like it. I like it both ways, man.
Wow. You're an equal opportunist.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dudes. I like it both ways, man. All right, so.
No one.
No, but yeah, so good stuff all around. I think it's a good mix. Try a dunkel. Try this Warsteiner, or whatever it's called. Warsteiner. Try it with this and see what you think if you ever get around to it. So, right on. Let's bring up Bumpy. Excuse me, Bumpy Road Brewery.
Yes. And there was some comments in the chat. This was actually a very clean glass. Very clean. So that is the lacing from Allegass's Curio.
Wow.
Great lacing. I mean, the beer is gone. I mean, that stuff is just stuck on. If I left this glass out overnight, this stuff would just be like I could like peel it off. Great lacing. Great beer too. I'm gonna give the Allagash Curio a 96 out of 100.
Nice. Very
Very
good.
nice. Very nice brew. Uh, only thing I could top it would be actual beers from Belgium. But Allagash, they do a great job. They brew pretty much nothing but Belgian style brews. So doing a good thing up there in Portland, Maine. The cheese, the best way I can try to describe this cheese with anything, with like giving it a score, would be I'm going to put this cheese into a beer category. The cheese was like trying to get somebody into craft beer that maybe only drinks Budweiser. What's the simplest way to do that? It's not to throw them in with a ginormous imperial stout or a IPA or whatnot, or a sour. You kind of ease them in. So the cheese was kind of like a base model. It had a decent base. It was okay. Probably score that into give it like the high 80s, low 90s. It was a decent base, but then it had that smoke. It's supposed to be a smoked Gouda, and it was very, very, very delicate with the smoke, which I didn't appreciate. I like really heavily smoked Goudas if I'm gonna eat a smoked Gouda. Boar's Head puts out an excellent smoked Gouda. Yancey Fancy there that Eric has, they make great stuff. Yeah, so this one I would kind of say the base model of the cheese, it was a decent Gouda. It was buttery, it was nutty, it had decent flavors, mild saltiness. I didn't mention that. There's like a slight hint of a saltiness. It's not overly salty. Very easy to eat cheese. Um, Nothing really wrong with it. The smokiness was subtle, and that's where it kind of started to fall off for me. I wanted more smokiness. It was just kind of like a tease of smokiness. So I'm going to score the cheese an 86 out of 100.
Nice.
As far as a pairing went, it wasn't horrible. Once again, it was like it was it worked. It's I don't know how to put this one. I was gonna try to do a food reference, like, oh, it's like burgers and fries, but then you can have like sweet potato fries and stuff. But you all that stuff. I'm just gonna say it changed the beer, it changed the cheese, not so much in a positive way, but it wasn't disgusting. Either. It didn't make it like horrible, like, oh my god, this just can't you can't do this. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that they just didn't pair because it didn't enhance anything in a positive manner, and enhance the alcohol at one point, the alcohol flavor, which was not a positive. It still wasn't disgusting. And on the other hand, it took out a lot of that kind of smoky character that was very lackluster to begin with from the cheese. So I'm just going to go with it. It didn't pair, but it wasn't a horrible night. I've had some where I've paired and they were just like so bad. It was like, oh, never do that.
Yeah, they get bad.
So that's where I stand with my scores. If you guys haven't had Allagash, if you can get Allagash, Curio is definitely one to shoot for.
Okay.
So,
Well, go ahead and shout out now, I guess. So we're at 40 right now, so that was
all right, yeah, I'll shout out.
Cool,
We
man.
got After
Yeah.
Dark beers coming up next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My channel, Bumpy Road Brewery. I'm only saying that because Lep TV, who's in here, he said that we should talk about our own channel with the full name in case
Yeah, dude.
and they don't know who you are. So yeah, look for Bumpy Road Brewery on YouTube if you want mostly beer tasting type deals. I give a score to it at a 50-point inspection. My channel was supposed to be about home brewing, but I hardly do that much anymore. And
He's laughing.
I will still home brew. It's just I got to kick myself in the behind to get myself motivated again.
PC.
And then we got Multi Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my channel. This Monday, it's going to be Dortmunder, which also falls under some type of export European lager format. I put out a video today. If you just go to my channel, you just go to that video where I explain what the Multi Monday coming up is. There's a link in the description, leads you right to Beer Advocate beer styles, directly to the Dortmunder export style. It will explain everything because the Dortmunder is something that it is sometimes referred to as, but it's like just basically a Helles type lager that was made bigger so that it could be exported overseas for longer periods of time. So it's just like a higher lager of some sorts. Anyways, but
cool. Makes sense to me.
enough of me trying to break down something that I don't really know about.
Me neither.
There's actual literature on it. Just go and read about it and you'll figure it out. But yeah, bring a Dortmunder for Multi Monday. Even if your product doesn't say Dortmunder, it might say export of some sort. As long as it's like a Helles type or some sort of export lager that's European, usually from Germany, then we should be good.
Dorky
Cheers.
monger.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Thanks for having me on here, man.
Yeah, of course.
He's the Dortmonger. All right.
Yeah, dorky monger.
Dorky monger.
Dorky.
All right.
He's the
Thanks,
Dortmonger.
man.
All right, people. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy over here with. Yes. Don't get too drunk on that cheese there, Jammer. You watch out for that cheese and beer. I'm pretty happy with this pairing here of Allagash Great Woods dark wheat beer and this is a smoked Gouda. I'm noticing as I do the pairing when I eat some cheese, it's got all the nice smoky flavors to it. It's a very rich, smoky. I don't think it's an intense smoky flavor. No, I don't think it's like putting your face over a barbecue grill. But it's got a really rich, smoky flavor, and so does the bacon. And when you have it with the beer, I'm starting to notice now. Maybe the beer is warming up a little bit. I'm getting more of the caramel notes out of the beer, and I'm getting more of a citrusy kind of a note out of the beer as it dries. The cheese, the saltiness of the cheese is diminished a little bit when you take in some beer until the beer starts to dry. Then you're getting that salty kick again, and I think that's a lot of the salt is not necessarily cheese related. I think more of it is the bacon related, but the cheese does have some saltiness to it. But the bacon never overpowers the cheese, and it never overpowers in salty flavor. So that's great. One last thought with the beer there. So I think on their own, they both stand out really well. I think the cheese is substantially better than the beer. The beer, the one thing I don't like about the beer, and I still notice this after having the second can here from the 12 variety pack, is that it does have this metallic-y, the cheese definitely, I mean, the beer definitely has this metallic, minerally twinge to it. It could be this can. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's not super, super old. It's only a month and a half, almost 2 months old. But besides that, I think the cheese is very far substantial over that. But the whole experience, I don't know if it's quite going to live up to a 100 here because of some of these tiny itty bitty flaws in the beer. But I would give that at least. I'm pretty happy. I'll just cut to the chase and give this thing a 97 for a whole experience here. This cheese is outstanding. The beer is matching quite nicely with it. Can't complain. Go get you some. Even an Oktoberfest, I think, or a smoked Marzen or any Rauch beer from Germany would be perfect style with this smoky Gouda and bacon, because some of the Rauch beers are really have that porky, almost that smoky kind of bacon quality to it. So if you can find one, that would be my recommendation. But 97, I'm loving this. Cheers, everybody.
Nice.
Let's do Wildcard Wednesday again at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on this Thomas Metal 75 channel of YouTube. Just bring a beer or wine or a spirit. Let's have fun. Don't be a douche. Cheers.
Cheers. Right on.
All right.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheese or ears.
Say that word.
All right.
It's all right. Hello. Appreciate you.
Yes. Okay, so hey, this cheese was good. It was good. It was good. The pepper I didn't like. I just didn't. I don't know. I just don't like pepper. I like pepper. Don't get me wrong. I like pepper on like things, but that cracked corn thing gets stuck in your teeth and gets weird. And but it's all right. It's okay. The cheese was moist, creamy, salty. Played the part. Had the good smoky all the way through the cheese, which was nice. I thought it was a great cheese. I'll give it a 94 out of 100. I think it was a grade cheese. I think it was wonderful. I'd get it again without the pepper if I could find it. But the beer was it's a European. It's from Germany. I mean it's the real shit. So but it it played the part. It was what it is, and I gotta give it that. It's not my go-to. I'm definitely a hoppier kind of goer, but this was definitely a malty beer, and it tasted very very good. It tasted decent. So I'll give it a 90 out of 100. And I think the pairing, I'll jump that up to in between 90 and 94. We'll go 92 out of 100. I think it kind of it just was in between. You know what I mean? Everything was beside itself. It was also a very A grade pairing, so can't go wrong with that. 90 is still a good score. So good job, Warsteiner, and whatever else that other company was named. But what are they named? Anyway, it's
Castillo cheese?
Yes, Castillo. Yeah. Jeez. No, but yeah. So, so beer and cheese will be open table next Tuesday.
Cool.
So bring whatever you'd like, and get creative. Find things that don't work together, and see if they work together. That's just a suggestion.
Find things that don't work together.
Don't think about it. Just do it. Just go and grab this and grab that.
And a fruited seltzer. All right.
Do it, man. Seriously. Again, mango and peanut butter, mango sherbet and peanut butter. Try it. It's good. But Wednesday is of course tomorrow is the second of IPA month. So we're focusing on different styles, 4 styles a month, four types of a style a month. So this one we're doing a New England IPA. Any Nipa or didn't Nipa is fine too. You can bring a double if you'd like, triple, I don't care. But bring a New England. Got mine in the fridge, and let's review that at 6 o'clock, and we'll do an hour show of that, or half hour, whatever, however long it lasts. So, whole purpose here is just to show everyone what beer is all about. Craft beer, every beer. I don't. It doesn't. Craft beer is craft beer. Beer is beer. Beer's been made for centuries. I mean, there's so many styles. Right. 2 years of Malty Mondays. I mean, that's how many styles. I mean, that was only 24 styles. really, technically, right? Yeah, because
Well,
12, no,
there's styles that we
24.
can't
No,
get.
I'm not saying one a month. Wait, what is it? 4 styles. So there's 4 styles in a month times
Well,
12.
sometimes there's 5. There's 52 weeks
48.
in a year.
Oh man, math.
I'll
I
get
hate
that.
math.
So it'd be
Okay.
104.
Whew, a lot of styles, man. A lot of things we went through there.
15 Mondays in 2 years.
I couldn't even find a majority of them. You did very well, Bumpy. You and Miscellaneous. No, but
Agreed.
it's but that's cool, man. I like learning about beers, so it's fun. It's fun doing this stuff. Look out for updates on the brewery as well. Hopefully, I'll be making some beer soon. All right, you guys take it easy. Let's bring up the panel like this before we close out, though. Chat, thank you so much for being here. Your support is great. We totally appreciate you. All of us do, all 3 of us, and everyone else. You guys are great. And panel, you guys rock, man. Thomas Metal 75, Bumpy Road Brewery, Beer Man, right on here to show you all there is to know about beer and cheese on Tuesday. So we're out of here. Cheers, guys. Right on.
Cheers and cheesers.
Cheers.